What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for another episode review of Insecure Season 4, Episode 2, Lowkey Distant, okay? So we start the episode off with Miley and Andrew, all right? Miley and Andrew going through their thing. I feel like, I don't know, with Miley, she just does the most, okay? Anyway, we'll get to it. Molly and Andrew are on a date, finally, all right? And while they're talking, he gets a phone. They're waiting for the car to pull up from the valet. He gets a phone call. It's work. And he's clearly, visibly upset about something that happened. Meaning, not necessarily upset, but frustrated by something that changed, whatever. Molly is trying to understand what's going on, but of course, he was about to start telling her what it was, but then he cut it off. And at this point, she trying to get into it, whatever. And he was like, I'm about to be in them cakes or whatever. She said, no, you're not. Okay. He switched the subject into sex. And so she said, I only got a cake for one. Next thing you know, Asian Bay is fucking the dog shit out of, what's her name? Miley. Okay. Back shots. Okay. Eat the cakes. Get the cakes. Get the cakes. Get the cakes. Bam! I said, oh, slap that ass. Okay, y'all know I'm into that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I be slapping. Girl, I can't wait till quarantine over so I can go slap some ass. But anyway, um, they doing all of that. Then we get over there to Issa and Condola. They going around the neighborhood showing exactly where their location is for the block party, what's gonna be what. And I'm glad to see that these two are still working together. Now, I've been listening to some things and I don't know how long this is going to last with Issa and Condola. I would like it to last a long time. Okay, I would like Issa to be mature as Condola is trying to be, because I feel like Condola is that type of person that, she's not going to try to make things weird, even though things are still weird because they haven't talked about the whole situation yet, but it does come up. And they do, because we find out that Condola is going away on the weekend or whatever, just a romantic place, and realize that Issa realizes it's going to be with Lawrence. And so at this point, it has to, the conversation comes up where it forces them to acknowledge the elephant in the room, which is the fact that, we both dated the same man. I've dated your man that you're currently dating now. Okay. And, it's weird, but we can get through this. That's basically what they was talking about. And then they was even comparing notes, you know what I'm saying? About how he like mustard on his fries, not mustard, but mayonnaise on his fries and stuff like that. And so I just don't want You know how when you feel like, okay, this is in a good groove and everything is going great, the situation with Condola and Issa, this is only episode 2. It feels as though something is going to happen where it's going to shake that whole shit up. Somebody gonna try to throw a monkey wrench in the goodness of everything that's going on. And I really don't want it to be Issa. Meaning that we know how Issa can have a good thing going and she can get into her own way. All right. She gets in her own way at times. And I don't want her to do nothing stupid like go around and, be having dates or outings with Lawrence and Condola, and then all of a sudden catch feelings again for Lawrence, and then fuck around and fuck Lawrence on the side. I don't want none of that shit. Okay, we supposed to be progressing. I don't want her going back. I want her to find a bae, and I don't want her to get with Nathan. Don't bring him back, okay? Because that excuse that he gave last season, that's the reason why he dipped off. You still could have called somebody, you still could have told somebody what was up, and you still posting on Instagram and shit like that. So no, I'm not buying it. I don't want her. I want her with that. Meanwhile, I guess it's Halloween or something, because the kid, Molly and Tiffany is over at the place, Tiffany's place, and Kelly dressed up as Halle Berry and Babs, and Molly dressed up as Compton Clover from Bring It On. I don't know what the fuck Issa was dressed up as, and you know, what was her name? Tiffany was dressed up as Cleopatra. And so at this point, they getting the goodie bags ready for the kids to come, and they talking about what's been going on. Issa is hitting a good place, and Molly is talking about her relationship with Asian Bay. And at first I thought that Molly was about to start Mollying with this whole situation with Issa and Condola still going at each other or being cool with each other, but she didn't go there. We started talking about Molly's issue with Asian Bay, with Andrew, for the simple fact that Andrew, she feels as though, it's good sex and he still ain't opening up. Now they don't say whether or not they've been having sex for this whole month, but I really feel like the first time we saw them have sex was the first time they had sex. And she said, we've been talking for a month or whatever, and it's hard to get him to open up. Okay, and I'm sitting here. She's is. Once again, this is another person that gets in their own way, and I feel like Miley is Mollying. Okay, I don't expect a person to tell me their whole life story within the first couple of weeks of us being together. I'm still learning you, and I'm going to be learning you for a while. You know what I'm saying? Give us time. And I just feel like Molly is that type of person that wants stuff to happen like this, that. From season 1, she was just so adamant about finding and being in a relationship with a man, because she felt like, I guess, she one of those people that want to be married or with kids or whatever by a certain age, and she feel like her window is closing, or she just so anal about how she want her life to go, and sometimes the way that we want things to go don't happen that way. And we get in our own way, and that's what she does all the time. Her overthinking, her feeling it should go this way. Who said that it's supposed to go this way? Why don't you just let things happen naturally? You only been talking for a month, and in that month y'all ain't even really been together like that. Y'all just dating. It ain't official. So why do you expect a man of all things, of all people, to open up so quickly to you? You gotta pry that shit out sometimes, and most times you just gotta let that shit come naturally. All right, maybe he still don't feel like y'all exclusive or whatever, or the issues that you feel like you're having. Why don't you talk to him about it? And once again, it's only been a month if you want to add it all up together. Okay, she gonna wind up fucking this relationship up. Okay, because he was fucking her down, and I said, you don't want to do that. Okay, he looked like he know what he was doing. All right, when he slapped the dog shit out of her ass, I said, yes, Andrew, yes. And so that's what they was dealing with. Tiffany trying to get the fuck up when he was like, what's going on with Asian Bay? He digging down with that Japanese sword. I said, Kelly, stop it. Okay, she said Japanese, I mean, no, that samurai sword. And then Molly said, samurai is Japanese. Well, prove it. I said, bitch, Kelly, if you don't shut your mouth up. Kelly couldn't get up for nothing. Tiffany couldn't get up out that chair for nothing. I said, no. Next thing you know, we seeing East again, dig down back Calvin. I said, big boys for a win for 2 times in a row. Okay, had her on the fucking handstand a little bit, hanging out the bed, still in the missionary a little bit. They doing some little Kama Sutra moves and shit like that. She said, bitch, the shit feel uncomfortable, but in such a good way, because she was linked all up underneath over the bed and shit. I said, okay, Calvin. When they went back to the missionary position, the regular missionary position, and he said, punch my arm. I want you to press my booty button. Punch my booty button. And when she was trying to reach back, oh my God. And then, bitch, they fucking. When they finished, he looked and said, bitch, the condom was on when we started. It ain't there no more. Why she go in the bathroom talking to herself like, I mean, it ain't gonna be a bad thing, but goddamn, we don't need this shit right now. Looking up there with the mirror, and we don't see shit happening. Next thing you know, a good 2 minutes later, the condom plops out. Spermicide, spermy, and all type of gooey. I said, oh my God. They are so nasty. That shit threw me. I said, oh my God. That was nasty. So we get Molly calling Andrew up, trying to see what's going on with him, trying to get it so that they can plan something on a Friday night where they can actually have a conversation and it just be cool with them, and they're not really just fucking and all that stuff. Because at first Andrew was like, we can catch this Summer Walker concert, and she was like, I mean, it's gonna be a lot of people there, it's gonna be loud, we don't have a place just to talk. Molly just wants to talk, and I understand that, but once again, it's like, it's not natural. It's not coming natural. She's forced in this situation, and I get it. At the 1 month stage, okay, I get there. I be thinking about stuff until it fits better with the situation when the scene come up. But anyway, so he was like, okay, cool, we can do what you want to do. She wanted him to come over. She'll cook for him. Okay, fine. Then we get Lawrence and Condola. They're out having lunch or whatever, and you know, he talking about, you seen Looking for Latoya? You been watching it? I think the boyfriend did it. Talking about something they've been fucking on and off for 5 years. What type of shit is that? Trust and believe it's possible, because I've been in the situation and it's literally been 5. Shut up. Anyway, I ain't finna put my business out there like that. Not in this video. Ooh, because somebody gonna watch it and be like, bitch, what you trying to say? Exactly what I said. Okay. But anyway, Lawrence wound up asking the waiter for some mayonnaise or whatever, and Condola started laughing. And then he was like, what you laughing at? It was like, it just reminded me of something that me and Issa was talking about. It was like, wait a minute, y'all was talking about me? And she was like, no, we were talking about you in a way, not like in a negative way or just going in or whatever, not comparing notes or nothing like that, but just to get the situation, they had to break the ice because of the situation that happened. The fact that, we are dating the same, or we had interaction with the same person at one time or another, and so he was like, she said, do you not want us to say anything? Because she brings up the fact, like, I didn't know that you ran track, and I get where Lawrence is coming from. Nobody wants to ex talking about them or whatever. No, and I get it. But, he played it off like he was okay with it because, like she said, she gave the impression that it was positive, So he go back with his boys. We see Derek and Chad. Chad being the asshole that he is. Chad is the worst, a toxic friend that you should have, okay? He gives off bad advice, and sometimes that bad advice be good a little bit, just a little bit, and basically, when it comes down to it, Lawrence is uncomfortable with the fact that they was talking about him. Okay, he's uncomfortable with the fact that they're cool as it is, and he's uncomfortable with the fact that, so now y'all having conversations. Now you could be telling me one thing, y'all really saying other things, So how can I tell them to do this? I can't tell Condola to stop being cool with Issa, or I can't text Issa to back the fuck off because it's gonna come off a different way. When Chad said, you don't want to do that, you don't want to appear sensitive, because then they're gonna be comparing notes and all that stuff, and then next thing you know, they're gonna break up, and then Condola gonna have to come over there to me, and I'm gonna have to knock that shit out, and shit gonna happen. I said, what type of friend are you to tell this man, even though he probably was joking, that y'all gonna break up over some stupid shit and she gonna come my way, I'm gonna have to fuck it out of her? I said, Chad, shut up. All right. Derek said, listen, I don't have this situation. I fuck a bitch and I just move. Once I get through with it, I'm moving on. Okay. I literally change address, talk about something, he missed Dallas. And I said, oh, does Tiffany know about this? Because Tiffany trapped that ass. I don't know how, but she did. Okay. But, we need to know some backstory on Tiffany and Derek, to be quite honest. Because what season was it? Was it season 2 season 2 when we found out that Derek cheated or did something? We never really said what he did. All we knew that he was in a hotel for like 6 months. I need to know the backstory. What did he do? Okay, how many times did he cheat? That's what I want to know, because I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But anyway, so they was just basically, Lawrence wound up having a conversation with Issa. He wound up going over there to her compartment complex and, just telling her, because she just, they not come up and talk about him in their situations or whatever. And she was like, it's cool, because he was like, because I really like her and all that stuff. And I was like, I understood that, and I appreciate that. I was here for him coming up there and voicing his opinions or whatever. He didn't let it linger. He had an issue. He went on ahead and talked about it, smoothed it out, and it was all to the good. Fine. Okay. Then before that, we got Issa and Condola. They finishing up the stuff with the block party. They got the location, they got the time. They're trying to get Schoolboy Q, to be one of the performers or whatever. And at this point in time, here comes Miley. Miley and Issa was supposed to have like a little lunch date together because, when they was over there at Tiffany's place doing the Halloween celebration or whatever, they had their little side conversation saying that, they needed to hook up, okay, to get to know the lowdown on everything that's been going on, because they really haven't been having time for each other because they've been busy. That happens. That's life, okay? And so at this point, Now I'm gonna give Miley a little bit of leeway in this because I understand where she coming from just a little bit. But Miley, on the one hand, I get it. On the other hand, Miley once again is being Miley because Miley is a fucking hater. But I can't go all the way in because I understand. Given that I haven't seen my friend in a minute. We made plans to have lunch, and it was supposed to be between us two. You did not tell me that it was going to be another person involved, okay? And so, therefore, I'm going to feel a type of way because you should have told me. But it was spur of the moment because she was just ending the meeting that she was having with Condola. Condola was about to leave, and Issa literally invited Condola to stay. So I would feel a type of way too, because that's not what I had planned. I thought it was just going to be us two. We need to talk and we need to get up. We need to catch up on everything or whatever. And I really need my friend right now. Okay, I would feel a slight way. I wouldn't make that big of a deal out of it. I would feel a way though. And like, Molly was saying, I needed to talk to you. It was like, okay, we can talk or whatever. She was like, not in front of Condola. I don't know her like that. Well, this is your chance to get to know Condola. See, that's where I say Issa did a little bit a misstep because that ain't the time to get to know her because it's not planned. All right. And you know how your friend is. But see, where I can't give leeway is Molly is feeling this way, not necessarily because it's just a random person that's up there. It's because she's jealous. Okay, she can feel the fact that Issa has this strong connection between her and Condola. Okay, with her and Condola, and she probably feel like she's losing her friend. And I hope Molly is not one of those people that feel like, no, bitch, this is our friend group right here, and can't nobody else come in. You my best friend, and that's it. Ain't nobody else. And I hope she not possessive like that because that's what it's showing a little bit. You know, she getting a little bit jealous and all that shit. And I'm just really not here for it. The way that she looking inside eyeing Condola. Condola is being nice. Condola ain't doing nothing. Condola, I probably would have been friends with the bitch because the girl just coming off real nice, okay? She look like she just genuinely a nice person. And Molly is looking like she's trying to find anything wrong with the girl to not like her. And she don't even know her. But I get it. And then I'm like, no, girl, at the same time. You know, Miley, that attitude, that's why Torian don't want to fuck with you. Torian was she was trying to get Torian, some, I'm surprised that she's still at the job that she's at. And them people didn't, I'm surprised she didn't leave, okay? But they don't fuck with her. And we saw that with Torian. He was trying to tell her where he going, and she trying to give advice, whatever. He said, no, my shit already come included, and just walk the fuck off. I said, don't even try. Andrew comes over there to Molly's place and they get into the conversation. At first he was, flirting, thinking that he gonna get some ass or whatever. She was like, no, I just want to talk. He was cool with it. So they sitting down there talking or whatever, and she's talking about the time when her and her brothers went to Disneyland, and he talking about the fact that where he lived at, and he was close to Disneyland, but they never went because of the situation with his sister. He don't know where his sister at. Molly is prying and prying and prying. When a person, granted, he brought it up, but if somebody say, I want to talk about it right now, just let that go. Don't keep on trying to make them talk about it. And then, it becomes uncomfortable. The tension, the mood changes. And to get out of that uncomfortableness, Andrew suggests that they go ahead to the Summer Walker concert. And she was like, well, if you don't want to be here, you can go ahead and do that. He was like, you know what? Fine, fuck it. Because she was like, I'm just trying to talk, okay? And I said, no, Molly, that's not it. Don't do that. And so he just said, fuck it. Because at this point in time, she's trying to get in deep and learn his every fucking moment that he had, his whole lifeline. That's what she's trying to get to know. And I'm like, you're only a month in. Okay? A month in. You're doing too much. Too much. We got time to get to know. Why are you trying to know so much so fast, so quick? Or am I tripping? Is a month? Like, aren't you still trying to determine whether or not you like this person enough? Because that's me. I'm not going to open up to you and tell you my whole life within that first month. Because in that first month, I'm trying to still figure out whether or not your personality is still match with mine and I like you before I fully open up and tell you my deepest, darkest secrets or whatever. And Molly just don't understand that shit. I'm not going to tell you all of this shit and then we break up the next fucking day. It's a possibility that we can break up the next day. No, just give it time. So, Issa is sitting outside the venue where schoolboy Q is supposed to be at, and Condola texts her that she just got into the lift, she'll be there in 10 minutes or whatever. And so, just so that everything is cool, Issa calls Lawrence to make sure that, to get whether or not he told Condola about the fact that they met up and what was talked about, so that Issa won't put her foot in her mouth and bring up anything. And he was like, no, I didn't, but it's cool, it's whatever. I was like, okay, cool. Now, did you see when they was talking about the looking for Latoya? And Lawrence already said when he was on that date with when he was on that lunch date with Condola talking about that, it was like, them white police ain't even looking for her, whatever. And then you got Rose Cranberry talking to the police department, the detective or whatever. It was like, we cannot find anything on Toyota. And then, first of all, her name is Latoya. And then the portrait of what her person's supposed to be is literally somebody who drew a picture that looked like a little kid drew a little card and a little stick figure ass person. I said, this is some ghetto shit. Then you got Miley up there trying to call Issa, and Issa is already in the concert, and it's a lot of people in there she can't hear, so she texts her and said, I'll call you back later. Next thing you know, we see Miley up in her work office, and they're in a meeting discussing a case, and then Torian brings up this Samson case or whatever that they can use as precedent on it. And the way that Miley looked like she was going to say something, and the head partner, he was about to say, do you got something to say? She said, no, I agree with Torian. And it was like, okay, cool. So Miley goes into her office, and Torian comes in there and was like, why did you look the way that you look? What's the issue? Okay. He did some digging and come to find out that she had already worked with this case and did worked on this case or whatever with her old law firm. And he was like, so you was just gonna not say anything and just let me waste my time? And was like, I'm just trying to help you out, and you would have did what you had to do, and eventually you would have came around to it. And it was like, complimenting me, trying to be on my side, giving me all these tips on this and that. That's not the way to go about things, okay? If you got something to say, you don't have to agree with me all the time. If you have something to say that's going to help things out, go ahead and do that. And so at this point, Miley puts it out there. Okay, I apologize for the way that I handled the Metro case. What happened last season, the reason why they are off, because the way she took over, went behind his back and took over the case, and was like, I know it's going to take some time for you to forgive me and for us to get on the same track, but I'm willing to work on it. And he was like, fine, and then walked out. That's what you needed to do in the first place. Then Issa and her are going on a hike, and they're talking about what they up to. She glad that she got or I don't know if it's official that she got Schoolboy Q as the headliner, but that's what she said. And at this point, Molly started talking about what's going on between her and Andrew, because she feels like really ain't nothing happening. He flipped out on her and all this stuff. And then Issa says what a lot of us say. Girl, it's like, she said, go ahead and say what you're going to say. She was like, I don't want to, but you telling me, so I'm going to tell you. It feels like, you be wanting all this drama in your life, okay? This is like you always looking for a reason to mess things up. That's what it feel like. And if your friend can't tell you the truth, who can? Okay? And that's what it is. Molly felt some type of way, and right at that moment, we see further dissension that's about to start happening between Molly and Issa's relationship. But then Andrew calls and said, what, I apologize for the way that I reacted, and it wasn't the fact that you was pressuring me. It was just that, I didn't want to bore you with any of the details, and I just felt as though I have a hard time opening up, and I'm glad that you called me about it. Call me out on it. And see, that's the thing that we was talking about, all right? Give it some time. Let some people work up to it, and if you have an issue with it, you talk to them about it, okay? And you come to them in a way that is not accusatory, but a way that you are really concerned and you really want this to work, and let a person build up that mustard to come out and to tell you what it is when the time is right. Jesus Christ. And then, that was basically the end of the episode. Molly, Issa had asked Molly who was on the phone, and she lied and said it was work stuff. But we can see where this is headed, okay? I feel like this was a good episode. It ain't gonna all be boom, boom, boom each and every time we watch it. So, some people be like, oh, it's boring and it's boring. Well, shut the fuck up and don't watch, okay? That's how I feel. I enjoyed the episode. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. We got 8 more episodes. Y'all tell me how y'all feel, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.